Hi guys, Bolts96 here, but the yo is a 0 and we are looking again at one player from each Premier League team who each of the other Premier League teams could sign, and in this episode we are looking at Fulham. Now Fulham have shocked me as they have, I imagine, everyone else. I had them going straight back down again at the start of the season, so fair play to them, they've been brilliant. Hopefully, even though Mitro seems to probably be banned for the rest of the season or close to, hopefully they still do finish up nicely and finish high up in the league, just not above Liverpool, which I thought I'd never say. But yeah, there we are guys. Make sure to stick around to see who I pick for Fulham to sign in the summer. Arsenal, Cedric Soares. Cedric Soares comes up yet again in this list, but this is probably the most realistic one out of the lot, as he is currently on loan at Fulham. He is a good player who is providing sufficient cover at right back for Fulham this season. They would probably be able to sign him for close to nothing, as Arsenal will be looking to offload. Aston Villa, Callum Chambers. Fulham currently are set to lose Adara, Bayoyo and Duffy on free transfers in the summer, and Tim Ream is 35, which is leaving just Issa Diop as an option at centre-back for years to come. They need more reinforcements, and Chambers wouldn't be a bad option. He would probably come pretty cheap, and still only at 28 years of age, he would be a good addition to the squad who could be there for years. Bournemouth, Jack Stacey. If Fulham don't make Cedric Soares' loan permanent in the summer, they will only have one senior right back in Kenny Tete and will have to bring in a number 2 choice right back. Stacey could be that. He isn't going to set the world alight there, but at 26 years of age, he will be a solid choice to get in and to provide cover on that side. Brentford, Matthias Jensen. If you've been watching this series, you'll know that I think João Palhinha is going to be bought very soon by a big team, which will leave Fulham with a spot to fill. Matthias Jensen might not be Palhinha's quality, but he is a cracking player who would fit the bill. Tough, technical and reliable, having started every game for Brentford this season. Not to mention his goal involvements, which so far sits at 5 goals and 5 assists in 28 games in the Premier League. If Fulham could prize him away, which would be extremely difficult considering Brentford are a rival, he would be a really good replacement. Brighton, Jeremy Sarmiento. First things first, is this guy related to Bobby Firmino? They look identical, man. If he could play like Bobby, he would be a solid option for Fulham. Being able to play across the attacking midfield positions is something that Fulham don't have a lot of. Sarmiento is by no means the finished product, but he does seem quite a handful whenever I've seen him play, and at only 20 years of age, he has years in the bank. Won't be a starter, but will be a very nice choice off of the bench. Chelsea, David Datro Fofana. Fofana needs to do the very typical Chelsea thing of going out on loan. He isn't going to get sufficient game time for Chelsea at this point in his career. Fulham have an excellent striker in Mitrovic, and they do have Vinicius, who isn't bad, but getting Fofana in on loan just to shore up their options in that position would be a decent call. Crystal Palace, Jeffrey Schlupp. Schlupp is available on a free this summer, which might surprise some people considering he is still playing very regularly for this Palace side. Being able to play in basically every position down that left-hand side would be absolutely ideal for Fulham, considering they only have one senior left-back permanently on their books at the minute, and a couple of left-wingers who are out of contract this summer. Schlupp has been in the Premier League for years and has actually won it. He'd be an excellent addition to this squad. Everton, Andros Townsend. Andros Townsend, the man who only scores worldies. Townsend is out of contract in the summer and will be looking for a move away, probably to a club like Fulham. Fulham will benefit from having another option at right mid, and although he is on the wrong side of 30, Townsend would be that. He is still capable of performing well for a Premier League team, and he is a scorer of big, important goals, which will be mightily important to Fulham in the second season on the bounce in the Premier League, which is notoriously hard for teams who have come up from the Championship. Leeds United, Diego Llorente. I could easily pick Daniel James, considering he is currently out on loan at Fulham, but he keeps coming up in these lists, so I thought I'd look at a different position. Again, Fulham could be short at centre-back come the summer and will need to probably add a couple of new additions to the squad. Llorente is out on loan at Roma at the minute and will be looking to leave Leeds permanently in the next transfer window. If Fulham could get him on the cheap, he'd be a solid addition to the squad. Leicester City, Nampalys Mendy. Mendy's contract is up in the summer, and although Fulham have good options in centre mid, Mendy will be a nice addition to their squad. Defensive minded and can play the ball about well. He would fit into that Fulham squad comfortably and would provide competition for places. Liverpool, Tyler Morton. Tyler Morton was looking like Liverpool's next centre midfielder coming from the academy before he went out on loan and Bajcetic took that spot. Morton is a good player with a nice passing ability, and I think he will still have a future at Liverpool, but he needs to be playing in the Premier League to prove that. Fulham will be a good club for him to come in and prove his worth to a Prem side, and Fulham will be well placed to have Morton in as an option in midfield. Manchester City, Yangel Herrera. Herrera isn't going to play for Manchester City and should get a move out of the club. He's playing pretty regularly out on loan in La Liga this season and could be an alright option for Fulham. I don't think he would cost them a lot of money, and at 25 years of age he is yet to reach his prime and would provide competition in the midfield places. Manchester United, Alex Telles. Telles doesn't seem to have a future at Manchester United. He is a really good player and deserves to be at a team where he is going to be playing regularly. Fulham, if they can remain a mid-table side for the next few seasons, will be an excellent choice for him, and he will be a brilliant player for them. His set pieces are fantastic, and the danger he could cause whipping in crosses to Mitrovic would be great to see. Newcastle United, Paul Dummett. Not a very exciting suggestion at all, but I don't see many other players from Newcastle who would either make this move or a move that will benefit Fulham. Dummett hasn't played a lot of football in the past couple of seasons, but he was a regular for many years before that point and on a free transfer. Fulham wouldn't have a lot to lose in getting him to cover the left back role, but I definitely suggest they get someone of more quality in if they can. Nottingham Forest, Ryan Yates. I was yo-yoing between Ryan Yates or Remo Freuler. Both would be good signings for Fulham, but I've opted for Yates for a few reasons. Yates is still only 25 years of age, and I think he fits the Fulham system a little better than Freuler. Not to mention that he has recently lost his place a bit with the signing of Shelvey, which could mean that he'd be more likely to be on the move. Yates is the type of player who wears his heart on his sleeve, and he could bring some real passion into that Fulham midfield. Southampton, Mohamed Elyounoussi. Elyounoussi is a very industrious, important player to Southampton and has been a regular this season, which is why it is quite surprising that he is due to become a free agent in the summer. Fulham could pounce on that opportunity and getting a player who they could rely on to put the yards in. His only issue is that he doesn't get more goal contributions, but in a Fulham side which is more free-flowing than Southampton, he might be able to rectify that. Spurs, Giovanni Lo Celso. This would be a very exciting one for the Fulham fans. Lo Celso is a good player and is still only 26 years of age, but I struggle to see a long-term future for him at Spurs. I think they will likely table offers both permanently and on loan, which is the market that I would most see Fulham in. To be fair, depending on Spurs' asking price, they might be able to afford the transfer, but I'm going with a loan here. Maybe put in a future option to buy at the end of the loan. Anyway, this would be a fun one to see Lo Celso and Paulinho in midfield together. I think they will complement each other rather well and could play around a lot of the teams in the Premier League. West Ham United, Pablo Fornals. This could be a tough one for Fulham to carry out, as I don't think Fornals will be particularly cheap, but he would be worth it for them. He has proven that he is a very good player and can cut it in the Premier League. He does still play regularly for West Ham, but tends to find himself starting from the bench in a lot of games this season. They could be open to offers if Fulham put a good one in. Pair this one with the last entry and Fulham would have a brilliant midfield of Paulinho, Lo Celso and Fornals sat in front. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Nelson Semedo. Last pick of this episode, and I think quite an exciting one. I was surprised to find out that Semedo's contract is up in the summer and he could well leave the Wolves on a free. If that happens, there will be a bunch of teams in for him and Fulham should be one of them. They already have a decent player in Kenny Tete on that side, but Semedo will be a step up and would improve that starting squad. And there we have it, guys. That is who I think Fulham could sign from the other Premier League teams this summer. Could be an interesting one. If you liked what you watched, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. And please remember to follow me across all my other socials. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube where you're watching this video, and Twitch where I do all of my streaming, all under the same handle. Bolts96, but the O is a 0. Please make sure to come back for the next one when we are looking at Leeds United. Could be an interesting one. Alright guys, I'll see you then.